Story when the party's good, everyone wants to go to it, and that seems to be the story over in France right now.
Well, yes, but not everyone's welcome at the party. I mean, whether Manuel Valls will be welcomed by Macron's people is a different matter. They may find them a little bit too much of a reminder of the old guard, and plus they might feel that Manuel Valls will come with demands of his own. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure whether he's going to be welcome. We'll see. But it just underlines the challenge that Macron faces. That in order to get his policies through, he's got to get a majority in Parliament. But his political movement is brand new. He just created it within the last year. They've got no parliamentary track record. They're up against established parties who, yes, they may have been very weakened in the presidential elections, but they're still the establishment parties. So it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be. It's not clear cut at this point that he will get a majority in Parliament.
Well, Greg, a lot of people looking at the situation in France and saying that potentially it could be ungovernable given what could happen in parliamentary elections. But the very idea that someone like Manuel Valls wants to be associated with the movement, does that tell you actually that it's valuable at the moment, whether you are with another political party or not, to be part of this and to get behind Emmanuel Macron?
Well, maybe not. I think Valls, and that it probably says more about the Socialist Party than it says anything about Macron's party. The Socialist Party was absolutely battered in the last election, and they're caught between sort of a moderate social democratic wing, if you want to call it that. That's personified by Valls, and all their voters went to Macron. And then on the hard left, there's still some serious socialist people. It is, after all, called the Socialist Party. A lot of them went to vote for Mélenchon in the presidential election because they just saw him as more credible than the Socialist Party's own candidate. So I think Valls, that tells you a lot about the socialists. It maybe tells you a little bit less about Macron. But we are seeing it also on the right side. We are seeing people in the Republicans Party, no one who's joined them this way, but people who've talked about the need to work together. I think they're all looking forward to the parliamentary elections and whether they will have to form a coalition, which is not in the French tradition. This is not Italy or Germany or the Netherlands, and where coalition parties are the norm. It's not the norm in France. But we could be going towards such a fractured parliament this time that the French may have to learn how to do coalitions.
Hey, Greg, we had a guest on this programme just yesterday, and we talked about the Prime Minister and who would be the next Prime Minister of France. And he turned around to us and said he thinks that a certain individual is going to get on a plane in DC and fly over to Paris, and that certain individual, he said, was Madame Lagarde. What is in that, Greg Viscusi, and where is that rumour coming from?
If I started with the list of all the people that have been rumored to be the next prime minister, we'd be here till midnight. I mean, it's just an incredibly long list of all the rumors, and they come from all over. I mean, some people are saying it won't even be a politician; it'll be someone from civil society. There does seem to be a big push to have a woman. That certainly does credibilize the idea of Lagarde. It could be from his right. That could make more sense. It could be from his left. That could make more sense. There's all sorts of possibilities. I mean, look, Lagarde, she's disliked by some people on the fringes in France, but, you know, she is probably the French person in the most sort of important international position, so that does come with a certain credibility to it. She is a woman. That's definitely a box to check. So I would not rule it out, but I wouldn't hazard any guesses either.
Greg